Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. We've got a fun one here today. Yes, it's on our Wellness and Weight Loss Wednesday show. But remember, the Wednesday show is just about body transformation and health in general. If your goal is to lose weight or transform your body, which just simply means like getting it into the shape that you want. No one says that you have to choose a particular shape that's good for the rest of society and culture. But what I want to do is help you achieve whatever that goal weight is for your health. Now, one of the best ways to do that without under-eating or constantly calorically depriving yourself of actual good food is to consume more water. Believe it or not, people with joint pain, with brain fog, with headaches, with migraines, with high histamines, etc., are chronically dehydrated. Now, not to the point where they're going to die, but actually that they have all of these symptoms. There was a book that I read many years ago, and we're talking like 15 plus years ago, maybe 20 at this point. It was called Your Body's Many Cries for Water. And essentially what the whole book did was go through every symptom that your body could possibly feel. Headaches, migraines, hives, allergies, autoimmune issues, like literally down the line and say, oh, could be water, could be water. Have an ulcer, could be water. Have gastric, acid reflux, could be water. And it's true, every single one of those could be a cry for dehydration, cry for water. So you're welcome to read the book. It's a great book, short book, but I just basically gave you the entire summary. Every symptom you have could be a symptom of dehydration. So is water a panacea? Yes, it pretty much is, right? Because 2/3 of our body's water, about that, right? You've got about 72% in the muscles. You've got 90% or so in the plasma, in the blood. You've got, again, there's different compartments have different amounts of water. Your body runs on water. So here's what we want to do. You need to understand how much water your body needs. I have a whole podcast on this. We'll definitely link that up today. So stephencabral.com/2714 is today's podcast. I'll give you the 3 big takeaways, and I will also share previous links. But what I want to do is give you a basic summary for how much water you need, and then let's go over the best times to consume water. So how much water do you need? Take half your body weight and drink that in ounces of water per day. That's the best measurement I've ever seen as a general, again, no medical advice, medical treatments, medical diagnosis, medical cures. What I'm doing is sharing with you averages that the average person may need. If you sweat more, you may need more, right? So that's just the way that it is. And of course, there's high blood pressure, there's low blood pressure. So I'm gonna let you decide what's best for you. So here's what you wanna think about. Okay, average person, well, I'm just naming a person, they weigh 160 pounds. Take half of that, that's 80. Okay, what's 80 ounces of water? 80 ounces of water, if I divide by 8, because there's 8 ounces per glass, I get 10 glasses of water throughout the day. You might say, well, that's a lot of water. 10 glasses, yes. If you're at 2 to 3 glasses a day, 10 sounds like an enormous amount. And I definitely don't recommend drinking 10 glasses right away tomorrow. Work your way up to that, because your body's probably not gonna be able to handle that. So just add an extra glass a day each week and just work your way up. I mean, that's a great way to do it, okay? So let's think about it like this. We need 10 glasses per day. All right, but fruit smoothies count. I mean, 90% of fruit is basically water for the most part. Herbal tea, it counts. Decaffeinated coffee, it counts. Those things count as water. So we can use those as overall water. Now, it is nice, I will say, to consume plain water at times throughout the day. Not always flavored, but I'm gonna give you a couple things you can add to it that makes the water as great, right? As even just plain water. All right, so let's go over the 5 best times I have for you to consume water throughout the day. The number one best time to consume water is upon waking after you break that fast. Now, it might be the moment you wake up, like some people like to do, or it might be a half hour or an hour later after your body gets going. I actually don't consume it right away. I used to, but I don't consume it right away. I get up, I brush my teeth, I start my day, then I consume water. What is that? Well, it's maybe a half hour to 40 minutes after I start my day. Again, you may want to consume water right away. I have no problem with that. That's fantastic and that's great. But water should always come before coffee. Always. You want to hydrate before dehydrating. Now, if you're used to drinking coffee every single day, there's a lot of studies that show you're not going to dehydrate yourself for that typical amount of coffee, especially if you're consuming water throughout the day. But what I will say is this, always hydrate with water before you do coffee. All right, really important. So the number one time is upon waking, right? So basically within an hour, we'll say of waking up. What could you add to that? Well, you could add your electrolytes. The easiest way to do it is a squeeze of lime, right? Fresh lime or a squeeze of lemon. People always ask, can I use a lemon flavor? Can I use a lemon concentrate? Whatever it might be. The truth is that nothing beats fresh lemon or fresh lime because it also has all of the natural enzymes still intact from the fresh fruit. Okay, so and it's basically zero, right, in terms of sugar. It's zero, very low glycemic index, very low in terms of fructose. So it's not going to break your fast, without a doubt. So, okay, now we do that, and you can add a pinch of sea salt if you want. Now, if you're lower blood pressure, you might add a little bit more sea salt. If you have high blood pressure, you may not add any, right? Like I could do a whole podcast on whether sea salt affects blood pressure in terms of negatively affecting it or not. I'm not going to go into that here today. You know, your 72 plus trace minerals that are contained in real sea salt. If you use Celtic salt, 80 plus trace minerals. Not going to go too deep on that, but decide what is best for you. We'll just put it that way. Then you could add some of your other favorite things as well. Some people like to add daily fruit and vegetable blend. Other people alkalize in vitamin C. Whatever you like, hydrate that body. I recommend just a little fresh lemon, just a little bit of sea salt, add a little bit of greens if you want, but just consume 8 to 12 ounces or more, 16 ounces upon waking or within that hour. All right, second best time is this, mid-afternoon. When you go to reach for the cookies or the candy or the muffin or the pastry or another coffee, consume water first, right? And when I say consume water, 1 to 2 glasses. That's literally 1 to 2 glasses I want you to consume every time you go to feel like, oh, I'm hungry or I'm starting to feel tired. Your body could be dehydrated, and oftentimes it is, all right? So I'm gonna do a little follow-up on that in just a moment, but that's the second time, mid-afternoon, right? So upon waking, 1 or 2 glasses, mid-afternoon, 1 or 2 glasses, that's already 3 to 4 glasses for the day. We're just working our way to 10, right? If you do a smoothie for breakfast, well, for me, I drink a 32-ounce smoothie. So that's 4 glasses of water. That's it, and it counts legitimately. So, and you have all the minerals, you've got all the vitamins in there, it's easy to absorb. So for me, 1 or 2 glasses upon waking, I probably do a glass and a half, about 12 ounces. And then after that, about an hour later or so, I have my smoothie. So I'm getting 5 glasses of essentially water before 9 a.m. So I'm already halfway there before 9 a.m. And it is better to hydrate the first half of the day than having to urinate, all night long, right? That's a big part of this as well. All right, number 3 is this. Before, during, and after you work out, exercise, sweat, sauna, whatever it might be. Big point there. Don't wait until you get dehydrated while exercising when you start to feel tired or lightheaded or teeth are chattering or any of those things, right? You start to have all sorts of histamine reactions. Drink water first. Drink water. And how long before? 30 minutes. 30 minutes before exercise. Have a glass of water. That's it, just a glass of water. Again, feel free to add your matcha powder, your green strain, like whatever it is that you like, drink that 30 minutes before, all right? Because then what you're doing is you're getting the water into your system before your workout, right? And then you can start to just drink it peri-workout, which means during the workout, and then post-workout, whether you do a smoothie or just a glass of water, whatever you like. Okay, the fourth one is this. If you're having symptoms that I kind of spoke about in the beginning of the show, before looking for even your natural health remedy or your conventional medicine remedy, have some water. Have a glass or 2, probably 2. You feel a headache, you feel hives, you feel allergies, you feel, joint pain, brain fog. Have a glass of water upon symptoms of health imbalances, right? If it starts to come on, think water. Have 1 or 2 glasses, see how you feel within 15 to 20 minutes. If it's a medical emergency, please go see a medical doctor. But if you're having just symptoms of feeling blah, something hurts, something aches, aches, drink water. 1 or 2 glasses, okay? 8 to 16 ounces. And let me give you one more big tip after my 5th one. All right, so the 5th main time to drink water is around meals, okay? This is a big thing. In Ayurvedic medicine, this goes for traditional Chinese medicine as well, and all the natural forms. You always consume your water 30 minutes before a meal or an hour after the meal. So there's like an hour and a half, 30 minutes before the meal, and then that hour during your eating and after that you're not consuming water. You're consuming maximum typically during a meal, and again, there's always caveats to this, right? There's always nuance, but about 1 cup of water. That's it. And if you can, try to drink it room temperature or hot, never cold during a meal, because you're trying to bring heat to the stomach acid, digestive enzymes, right, from the food itself. You're trying not to over dilute. I've done many shows on this. I'll try to link one up today at stephencabral.com/2714 on the Ayurvedic methodology of eating. Again, keep in mind, it's about 4 parts of the stomach, 2 parts food, 1 part water, 1 part air to allow for digestion. I go into that methodology with Ayurvedic medicine as well, but this is a simple way to do it. Bonus points for drinking hot ginger tea or something that's going to stimulate digestion during that meal. So again, 1 cup, that's all I drink, like at dinner especially, 1 small cup of water. I enjoy a little sparkling water at dinner, natural mineral sparkling water, and I squeeze oftentimes a little lime into it, and that's what I'm drinking at dinner. So really great, easy on the gut. It allows for that, making that space in my digestion. I enjoy it at the end of the day because I don't drink alcohol, and that's it. So super simple. Those are the best 5 times to consume water. My last big tip for you is this. When you are consuming that 1 or 2 glasses of water, do not just gulp it down in 1 big gulp, which I know many people could do. I used to do that myself. It leads to greater and faster gastric emptying. That means the water, when taken in abundance, moves very quickly through the stomach and it does not get digested as well. That means it does not percolate into the cells as easily. Try to sip the water, right? So when you drink your one glass upon waking, it's no problem, honestly. Like you can just drink that. You don't need to gulp it down, but your body's dehydrated. So you can just drink that down. Take a breath, right, between a couple sips. But after that, when you're consuming water whenever you need it, try to drink it, over the course of like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, so that you're just not doing 1 big gulp, which will just lead, again, faster gastric emptying. That's another big tip. So remember, your body has many different cries for water, but we can mitigate that if we drink the water ahead of time, right? So upon waking, maybe a breakfast smoothie. You're doing it absolutely mid-afternoon, before a workout, 30 minutes, and during the workout, a little bit afterwards, and then around meals, 30 minutes before, not a half hour leading up, not an hour throughout the meal and after, and then again, consume your water. Your body will begin to tell you when it's more thirsty or not, but again, shoot for about half your body weight in water per day. Hopefully this was helpful. Do feel free to share this show with anyone you believe it could serve. Take care, everybody. Did you know that the body really only becomes sick or imbalanced in only 2 ways? Over time, you become deficient in vital nutrients, and you also accumulate toxins internally and from the environment. As those nutrients diminish and you increase your total toxic load, your body then begins to show the first signs of dis-ease. It's actually quite predictable, and the good news is that if we know how you began to fill up that proverbial rain barrel, we also know how to empty it to begin the healing process. I was fortunate enough to learn this ancient healing process from my mentor after suffering from debilitating diseases for close to a decade. It was only when I began to implement these techniques did I finally overcome my illnesses and go on to live a life of energy and vitality that I now enjoy. I'd like to share with you now what I discovered after traveling all over the world and how to combine the best of ancient healing wisdom with state-of-the-art science. Allow me to teach you exactly how I've been able to help over 250,000 people to empty their rain barrel and begin to transform their body and lives into what they've always hoped they could be. To get your copy of the international bestseller, The Rain Barrel Effect, simply go to stephencabral.com/rainbarrel.